Hi everyone, Nancy Burt-Preece here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's all my contact information. Here's the May host code. My Facebook business page, please join. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. Like, subscribe, watch to the end, and share with all your crafty friends. So what are we making tonight? I cased this design from Patty Bennett. It's called a Peekaboo Punch Card. And it is beyond easy. I kept this one relatively simple. So I'm going to show you another one to make. The measurements are about as easy as it gets. It is a card base. I'm going to use Summer Splash, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I have an inside rectangle. I have some of the Unbounded Beauty paper cut at 4 by 10 1/2. I'm going to use 2 different stamp sets. I'm going to use Layering Leaves. I'm going to use the Thank You So Much from that. I have a scrap of white. I'm going to use the Flower of Beauty dies and the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. I also have Petunia Pop, Summer Splash ink, and I have the Modern Oval Punch. So let's start. This is about as easy as it gets, let me tell you. I'm going to start with a DSP. You can go ahead and score it, but DSP folds very nicely, so you don't have to score it. You can just get it lined up nicely on the bottom, if I cut it correctly. And you can see it's a little over, so let me try the other side, see if I got it better on this side. I guess I did. And I can always trim that off. And I'm going to just, I'm careful with DSP because it can rip much easier than your cardstock. And this is just going to be adhered here. I love this paper and I love these colors. They're just my kind of thing. So what I'm going to do, at first I was like, how do you make this card? This doesn't make, sense. Well, what you do is you take your cardstock, your designer series paper, pattern paper, and you punch it. You go on the folded side. I'm going to go down about there, kind of get as even as I can. You can save this for later. And you're like, wait a minute. You punch through both of them because that's going to be covered up. So isn't that clever? I wished I had come up with it myself, but I didn't. I'm going to move this to the side. This was actually even Patty Bennett said she didn't come up with it. She received a card like this and thought it was such a great idea. So I'm going to adhere this right on top of my Summer Splash. This is going to be one of the cards that we create in my class in June, where we are going to be doing the Peekaboo Punch card. Hello, let's say it. All right, I'm going to kind of get this layered first. And then I'm going to close the card. And I'm going to stamp right through the punched out piece. I made sure it would fit first. Now remember, you don't want it to get on your cardstock. So if you ever see that, just kind of get that wiped right off because you don't want that to get on your cardstock. Isn't that easy? You just punch right, or stamp right through the punch. Okay, I'll move that to the side. Then I'm going to add a little bit, I'm using green glue again, just so I have a little wiggle room when I'm putting it on to make sure it is in the right spot. So I'm going to kind of, I think I had it about here, but just to make sure that is fitting nicely, check it again. And there you go. Now I'm going to decorate it. This is a two-step stamp. So when I'm using Petunia Pop and this flower, what I'm going to do is stamp the flower full strength. Then I'm going to use this little piece of scrap paper. I'm going to stamp it off once. And I can use the same stamp pad and get two different colors. I'm going to do the same thing for the leaves. I'm going to do full strength, summer splash, stamped off. I'm going to actually make another flower just in case I decide I want it. I don't know, 2 flowers, 3 flowers. I might give myself 3 flowers just in case I decide I want to. Because I have not designed this one, as you can see. I am kind of going with you. I mean, I have the basis of the card, but I haven't decided how many flowers I want and how many leaves I want. I'm just kind of going through. So 2-step full strength on the outline. Oops, I just said that and I was going to do the wrong thing. I'll do 2 of those. Let's do it this way to fit it on my paper. And then I'll stamp off the inside. It just creates a really pretty, and it has, you know, sometimes people are like, wait a minute, it has some white spots in it. It's supposed to. That's how they designed it. So I think that is really kind of neat. And what I'm going to do is move this to the side. I got a lot of stuff here. And then I'm going to cut out, and you know, until you cut it out, you're like, well, I don't know. How many do I want? I was trying to do like just a leaf thing, but it seemed like it needed more than that. Yep, I got them both. I'm coming right over to my stamp cut and emboss machine, which is right off camera. I'll do it very quick and cut. So our eyes like groups of odd numbers. Not sure why. Nobody's ever told me the rhyme or reason of it. So we could just do something simple like that. But I think because this might be a lot, we don't want to cover the saying. You could put something like up here, but you have to make sure you're not covering the saying. And then well, let me look. I'm going to cut out a couple more and kind of see how it looks good. You know, sometimes you can use groups of 2. If you're doing like angles sometimes, you know, top or bottom. Really, you can use anything that you like. Let's just call it the way it is. But if you're really looking at theory, for some reason, people do like things in 1, 3, 5, 7. Because it just, something in our brain, I don't know what it is, but they like it. And your eye likes it. Okay, so I could do something simple like that. I'll cut one more out and then we'll have some choices. If you come to my class, you will be doing the stamping and the die cutting, which isn't a hard thing to do because the dies fit around these stamps just beautifully. And it's nice. I remember the old days when I first started stamping many years ago, we had to cut everything out by hand. So if you wanted something, you were cutting. And I didn't know any better, so it was like, oh, okay. Now it's like, ugh, I have to cut something out? That's horrid. So it makes me laugh. And here's another little tip in case you ever have this problem. Okay, I started putting it in the stamp and die machine, and it came out a little more white than I wanted. This is where I would just take and just trim that little bit off. This one has a lot of white down here. I don't do the whole thing. I just trim little bits of it. Might do the same here. I got a little bit of extra white. I was trying to do it fast and it moved just a little bit, and that's okay. Put that to the side. So we have 3 flowers and 3 leaves. I really don't think I'm going to put it up there. For some reason, I'm thinking I might like it 2 flowers and a few leaves. I think that is what I'm going to do. Once again, if you come to my class, you get to enjoy creating. So the one we'll be doing, I'll have different designer series paper, and you will get to choose which one you want. I'll also have a couple of different punches, because you can choose whether you want to use a circle, use the modern label punch. I have lots of punches. So it's kind of a personal preference. I won't give you unlimited choices, because then, you know, sometimes we run out of time with unlimited choices. But so that's a fun thing to do. Can you create a card like this using whatever you have in your own stash? Absolutely. In fact, I would encourage you to do that. It would be fun if you created one that you would share with me. Oh, hi, Yvonne. Yeah, I am looking forward to this. Is going to be our Fun Fold in June, our Fun Fold June class. Why did I pop that up? Oh, it just seemed like it needed it. It was kind of just give you a little bit of dimension. This is not hard. It is not a hard card at all. And it just really adds a lot. I am going to put that 3rd leaf on there. So I kind of like 2 flowers and 3 leaves. And what that does is give us number 5, which of course the odd number works well with our eye. And I'm just going to kind of slip that, lift that up just a little bit, I decided. People are like, oh, do you have it all perfect? No, I sometimes change around things. So this is an easy technique, but it's a fun one. It only uses a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, and it's just a fun. You open it up, you have room to write on it, and it's just a different fold. So I hope you try it, and I hope you have a great evening. Take care.